else. Who do we have? Also, thanks for the follow, Lost Guardian. It's so dark again. I don't know why today and last time it was a lot so dark. Hey, Marquet Chantel. So don't worry, this isn't another Kickstarter campaign or anything like that. No, won't be another one of those for a while. This is the first ever graphic novel that I did. Sex, Drugs, and Candy Canes, the Santa Claus story. And it's about Kris Kringle gets killed by the mob for welching on a gambling debt. And so the job of Christmas gift giver gets bestowed on Santa Claus, who is his nephew and has been living off of a settlement from a bus accident and all this kind of stuff, and he's kind of near to well and all this kind of stuff. So this was the, like I said, first graphic novel I ever did. It is still in Comixology. It's not available in print anywhere. I only did a really limited print run for it, and then did a contest to give them away. Wasn't brave enough to try Kickstarter at the time, so I kind of just I got maybe 10 copies made at the time. But yeah, so I thought it'd be cool to draw something from this, being seasonal. I actually had it on my list to do last year, and then I just prioritized some other ideas, and then it wasn't seasonal anymore. So gonna do this one this time. And camera definitely has been bumped. I had a feeling, but I didn't want to judge by the size because the book is a bit smaller than the 9x11. Here, I'll do one of these really quick. I don't know, half off camera for most of that, but you know, that's how it goes. Pretty different from Fat Man, the one that Chantel mentioned on the Discord earlier. But I haven't seen Fat Man yet. I don't know that it's in a similar tone. Fat Man looks like it's pretty dark. This one has dark themes, but plays very tongue-in-cheek and everything. But let's do it. There's some stuff in this comic I kind of wish I did differently, but for the most part, I think it's fairly fun. Things that I regret about it, I regret quite a bit. We'll move on. I actually wrote a script for a film adaptation of it, which I don't know what I want to do with yet. I wrote it with the intent of trying to sell it, and then I started thinking about the possibility of maybe making it myself animated. Who the hell knows what I'll decide on? But so we're gonna draw Santa Claus, Sasha Claus. That's Mrs. Claus, if you didn't guess, and probably a couple elves. And I have the vaguest ideas of what exactly this pose is going to be. And I'm embracing the Christmas music today. I'm a little worried the algorithm's going to get fucky, because apparently these are open source, but some of those old standards might get misread by the algorithm. How are we all doing tonight, guys? We all said hi, but we're all pretty quiet. Rolling out sugar cookies, nice. A realistic blood material. That sounds gory, but also intriguing. Are the cookies gonna be Christmassy themed, Chantel? Hi, Mars. No. The Homicidal Santa one is just a Weird Al fan video that I can't claim any ownership to. The genesis of this one was, my mom wanted me to draw something on somebody's Christmas card one time. And I didn't have an idea for anything like funny in the moment, even though the end result is a comedy for sure. And I jumped the gun on that hat there. So I just drew this kind of like Santa looked like he was on an adventure, trekking through the North Pole or something. And then I had an idea for a story, and yeah, the end result is very much comedy, but. Cool. Good morning then, JC. Oh yeah. Is this the gangster one, or the gangster one was the feature? I can't remember. Okay. Okay. So what is the feature now? And also, what is the? Well, actually, wait. You said TV spec, right? Okay, never mind. So it's probably. What did you choose for your spec? Then why didn't you? You get to choose, don't you? So you could have, but you didn't realize it at the time? Is that what it is? Oops. Let's mess up the camera again. Let's do it. Candy canes in her fists. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. We'll do 3 elves. Or maybe just 2. Yeah, maybe I'll just do 2. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. In the comic, there is like thousands of elves. And there's one page where you see a fuck ton of them all at once. That was a never. That was a bit of a nightmare. Also, they have these really long hats, and I thought two of them I can use the hats almost as like a framing device. Is there a reason for the blood experimenting, Orly? Is that for your bigger project that you're working on, or is this just like I feel like playing with some blood today? Inquiring minds need to know. Okay, that could be fun to play with. Directorial, I mean, not in a creepy way. Directorially. Well, uh, Orly's talking about 3D, so it wouldn't be a real gun, but she's also not in Foundation anymore. She predates you, JC. Well, she is a Foundation grad. I would say they definitely make up the majority, though, JC. So I wouldn't really fault you for making that assumption, but there are some exceptions to the rule. It's kind of fun actually drawing these characters again. I haven't drawn them probably since I finished the comic way back when. And obviously Santa himself isn't that different from the classic Santa Claus look. He just looks a little bit more trailer trashy. But the elves and Mrs. Claus and stuff are a bit different. But even if they were for Foundation, though, the being a 3D model wouldn't be a problem anyway. Well, no, you're allowed drug-related and booze-related content, I think, as long as nobody's drinking or doing the drugs for real on the set. But guns are a safety concern, no matter who you are. Not just so like you can't have real guns for safety concerns, but you can't have like fake guns either because they could get mistaken for real guns, and it's happened in the past. It actually even happened when I was in high school. One of the film classes there staged a robbery at like a family's corner store or something like that. Like somebody that, like one of the people in the group, their family owned the store, so they used it as a shooting location. But it was high school, so they didn't have shooting permits or anything like that. And somebody like passing by saw it and thought it was for real. Called the cops. Turned into a whole thing. Yeah. Unless you're talking about the high school story I just told, because maybe I told that story before. But it's definitely happened in VFS as well. Chad has a story about somebody kind of doing a fake robbery in Stanley Park, and some big like bodybuilder guy like was jogging by, thought it was real, and apparently started like beating on the actor because he thought it was an actual mugger. Fun times, fun times. Yeah. I'm sure it's exactly what he thought as well, really. There are obviously plenty of ways to stay safe, especially using when you're using like fake guns. Like theoretically, there should be nothing unsafe about them. If they're actually fake, right? We're not talking about blanks in a real gun. We're talking actually fake guns. But that's just too much. Hey, Parker. Did you come in just to say goodbye? Oh, okay. I missed that, JC. All right. Have a good night, JC. Oh, really? Like when you were in, or oh, you were told that story then? Okay, gotcha. And how are you doing, Parker? I noticed that you were streaming earlier. I wasn't able to watch, unfortunately, but I happened to look at my phone right when you were going live. Makes sense. Good thing to do, especially on this anniversary year. I keep forgetting to post my Lord of the Rings stuff. Have you finished that the fan art one you were working on the stream the other day, Parker? Or the other day, a couple weeks ago now, I guess. Not too late. It's not too late for the fan art thing, I don't think, right? I mean, we were finishing it even if it is too late, just because why not, right? But as far as potentially getting shared, I don't think it's too late, is it? Probably one of the few royalty-free playlists where we can actually name the songs, probably. True, true. Who among us has been watching Hawkeye, by the way? course you did. Of course you did. It's actually I kind of sometimes forget. It's weird. All the ones that have started, like all the shows that premiered on Fridays, never forgot. But something with these midweek premieres that something's difficult about them. But I'm having a lot of fun with the show. But there was in particular some pretty cool stuff this week, and I'm looking forward to next week's because of it. Oh shit. You're ready to be burned for movies? What do you mean by that? Also, Donald Misery. Am I saying that right? I know we've spoken before, but I don't remember if I know you in person or if you're just a Twitcher. Welcome back either way, but if you are somebody that I know, remind me of who you are. Oh, it is Chris. Okay, I almost asked if it was Chris, and then but then when I said the name out loud, Donald, I was like, that can't be right. What do you mean you're ready to be burned for movies, Donald? Or Donald, Chris? Oh, gotcha, gotcha. I've never made the cookies like you're talking about, Chantel, but I always assumed that would be the hardest part. Getting them in and out of the cutter without, like, destroying them. No, I have not. I'm not even sure if I've heard of it. I don't think I'm loving Sash's facial expression here. Make some adjustments, and then we'll ink this thing. Chris, by the way, I just remembered, have you handed in your comic? Okay. Give her a bit more of a smile. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's ink it. You should be proud of your comic, Mars. Your comic is very cool. Hello, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I love the name. Am I safe for spoilers? So far, yes. I'm not seeing Spider-Man until Saturday, so I'm a little nervous. By the way, Mark, if you're still there, how's my sound? I did turn it up a bit before I went live. Uh, I won't argue with that, Chantel. What are we drawing, Obi-Wan? Also true, Mars. Okay, cool. Entirely original or based on something like fan art or? Cool. Did you do that professionally at all, or just for the fun of it? Both of which, by the way, if it's not already obvious, 100% acceptable. Actually, not only acceptable, but downright cool. Is this from the Nutcracker originally? I think it is, right? This is a poinsettia in her hair, by the way. Okay. If you're getting commissions, I think you qualify as professional. But it's a very artisty response for you to put it that way. None of us speak quite as confidently about what we do as we should. That's what I focus on the most. I do comics and animation, and that'll lead me to design environments for story purposes and stuff. But drawing characters tends to be my favorite part of it all. So if it's not for a project, it's usually what I'm drawing. I do like designing environments, but it's not my go-to typically. For Barbie, yeah. Those are mostly done here. Those are done at Rainmaker, pretty sure. Or I might be wrong to say they all are, but I think most, if not all of them. Thank you. I usually try to go for asymmetry with characters as well. If you're doing a front view of a person that is supposed to be like particularly attractive, then the symmetry becomes a problem. I would think the perfectionism would make the environments difficult though, just because of all the perspective and stuff involved. I think I missed something here. Oh, okay, gotcha. I remember actually liking Chicken Little quite a bit, but I haven't seen it since I saw it the first time. Hey, Taco Party. He is, in fact, holding a Tommy gun, yes. Was Elton John in Chicken Little? I don't remember that. Ho ho ho. Or, well, I mean, a song of his in the soundtrack. I don't, like, prominently, I'm assuming? Or do they just reference him in some way? Okay, I'm definitely not remembering that. I think I watched it on, like, TV at the time. So they might not have included that. That might be a DVD thing. Like, Shrek had the dance party at the end as well, but it was only on the DVD. Okay. You know what Elton John song I think is underrated? Is I'm Still Standing. If you use that and sing, and even as a classic, like I've never been a huge Elton John fan. I've never disliked him, but just never been like my main jam. But I like classic rock, so I know quite a bit of his stuff. But I don't think I'd ever actually heard it until the movie Sing. And it's such a catchy song. I'm like, how did Rocket Man take off and not this? So Taco Party, I think I'm gonna have you in class next term. Am I right? Not that I'm aware of. I assume you meant that as a joke, Parker, but actually, as I'm laughing about it, there actually might be some sense to that. I know you were, but like, it is getting to be a not necessarily to do the stuff that I'm doing, but like, it's such a common thing now across different platforms. Are you gonna ice the sugar cookies, Chantal? I want to live vicariously through the baking. Good idea. And some added motivation to bake to kind of help you with that too. Because you get to eat it in the end. And other people will want to eat them. And it's festive. Are you trying to get geared up for more fanfic, Chantel, or your original story? Oh, that makes sense. I don't typically bake myself, with the exception maybe of the occasional Pillsbury thing. But baked goods and the like are a bit of a reward system for me sometimes when I'm working a lot. I'm like, okay, finish this page, and then I'll walk to Tim Hortons, get a donut or something like that. It's also like makes me motivated to go outside, um, and the fresh air will help energize me a little bit as well as some, albeit minor, exercise. Mm. Well, sorry to hear that, Chantal. I know this tune, I can't quite place it. Obviously, it's not a Christmas one, but gotcha, gotcha. Chantel works at Walmart, for anybody that doesn't know, and I am guessing that probably immediately explains what she's referring to with Christmas stuff. Yeah. Oh, the noise, oh, the noise, oh, the noise, 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 noise. Parker, you went silent. Does that mean you ended up working on your Lord of the Rings fan art again? No shade if you're not. I'm just curious. My Grinch reference I just made is actually what made me think of you. To ask that. Excuse me. Yeah, my allergies haven't really been much of an issue for a while yet. I had that cough kind of kick in the fall, but it's been more or less fine since then. You asshole, Parker. Cam and Lori's party last week. Parker, Lori went to put on Christmas music, and someone said, "As long as it's not Mariah Carey." Oh, that's not uncommon at all, Parker. A lot of WalMarts have McDonald's in them. In fact, the first Walmart I think I remember ever going to, because there was like a Kmart or something in the mall near me when I was a kid, and then it got like bought out and turned into Walmart, and it had a McDonald's, and I remember thinking like, "Whoa, the future is now." But I think a lot of them have it. No, it's not a bad song, but it's any song though when you overhear it is gonna take a toll. Like I don't love Frozen. I think it's kind of overrated, but I won't knock Let It Go. I'll only knock how often it played. I didn't. You were talking about Let It Go just as I did. I feel like I've told this story before, but one time me and three other friends, I think, were playing Monopoly and drunk. Well, except for one person that wasn't drinking. And we had Let It Go playing in a constant loop on somebody's phone as we sang along. And the one sober guy kept wanting to change the song, and we wouldn't let him because we kept screwing up the words as we sang along. And we didn't want to stop until we got it perfect. I think we eventually did get through without stumbling, but epic drunken Monopoly night. Somebody in a class one time also recorded me stumbling through the words to Let It Go. And I was amazed that it didn't end up in their grad reel. Drunk Monopoly is the best Monopoly. Is Let It Grow actually a song in the Lorax? I don't remember that. I feel like we don't hear lyrics in these playlists too often. But we wish you a Merry Christmas. Is it this version or just the song in general? I don't know if I've heard this version before. I gotta be honest, I could get up and change it, but I don't really want to get up. So, you see my predicament. There we go, it's over, guys. Not a fan of the holidays, Mars, or just the music? Okay, what about this, the instrumental version? Is this also painting us? Yeah, okay. Such cynicism. Is that because of having to go shopping and stuff like that, you mean, Parker? Is it the obligation of gatherings and stuff? My thing with Christmas is I like Christmas a lot, um, but there is definitely like when that time rolls around, I know that there are like I don't I like getting gifts for people, but there's suddenly a time crunch to do it, and sometimes I have other things going on that I gotta put on pause and whatnot. And something that I think happens to me a lot, and it happened this year as well, is like I kind of will be looking forward to the season, but then once it actually gets here, I'm like, oh shit, but I was wanting to do this, and now I gotta make sure to do this and that kind of thing. And so that part of it uh, can be a bit frustrating, but generally speaking, though, I like the time of year. Okay. Is that because we don't get along with our families? I feel like that's a big one for a lot of people. I get along pretty well with my family, so it's not really a concern for me. Alright. Are you awake that entire time? Nice. And did they like it, Parker? And it was the first time for a while for you too, I think you said, isn't it? Weren't you saying recently you hadn't seen it in a long time? Oh, that is unfortunate, Chantal. I think that's also causing a rift between a lot of families this year. I agree with you, Parker. I think like the physical comedy and stuff isn't necessarily everybody's cup of tea, but I've also found that like I don't know if I met anybody that flat out disliked Christmas Vacation or anything, but the ones that seem less into it, I think, just don't relate to it as much as maybe I do. Because like my family Christmases didn't like go haywire like the ones in the movie, but we would hit all the same beats, right? Like there's the decorating phase, and there's the shopping, and there's the family gathering stuff, and because it kind of just hits like all the different and the annoying family and the good family and stuff like that. Like it kind of hits all the beats that a lot of people go through every year, for better or worse. Finding a Christmas tree. And even though we maybe haven't gone to chop down one or been stuck under a logging truck, we have at least a lot of us, I mean, have had the experience of going to find a tree and pick one out. Oops. Yeah, exactly. And just being a klutz. And he's honestly not even the best guy, right? Like he's kind of like his neighbors are kind of snobby and annoying, but they don't technically do anything wrong, and he's just a dick to them. And it's like hitting on the woman in the mall despite being married and stuff. But he also like screws it all up so bad that you kind of can't take him that seriously either. Yeah. Okay, Riley. See you next time. Or you mean his brother-in-law? You mean cousin Eddie? Or cousin-in-law, I guess? Did you know that they actually did a sequel to Christmas Vacation where cousin Eddie is the main character? Fun fact, it's horrible. Um, it was actually a TV movie, and it's really not good. I don't even know if I finished it, and that's saying something for me because I have a hard time not finishing movies once I start them, even if I'm not really feeling it. And yeah, it's terrible. There's not really anything redeeming I can actually say about it. Um, but I think that like it's not particularly well written or anything. But I would say that it's probably like not like I feel like it would be kind of doomed to fail anyway because what makes Eddie so um, funny is he's so obnoxious and annoying, but you don't want your protagonist to be that. And if you kind of redeem him or you kind of soften that, then he's not the character anymore. So I don't know. I think with a better script, it might have been more entertaining at least, but I don't think it would have really been the cousin Eddie that we know from the other vacation movies. Elves done. So many lyrics now. I'm not used to this on these streams. I know you guys don't all love Christmas music, and there's some Christmas music I really like. A lot of it I'm kind of take it or leave it. But I kind of like, since I had to switch to the royalty-free stuff, it's kind of rare that I can find something like thematically perfect, you know. So I kind of don't want to mess with that. It's the closest thing to licensed music that I can get right now. Ink. Ink, ink, ink. Sound effects always help. Did I tell you guys, by the way, this is going back a few weeks and I meant to bring it up. I don't think I ever did. Did I tell you guys I watched the Bob Ross documentary on Netflix? It was eye-opening. I was a little nervous to watch it at first. Because the title of it is like Greed and Lies or something like that. And I was afraid I was going to find out that Bob was secretly an asshole. The one kind of black eye on Bob that comes out of it is they say that he had an affair with his producer on the show, which isn't cool. He was married at the time. But that indiscretion aside, they speak pretty well of him, that he was as nice and soft-spoken and kind-hearted as he appeared on the show. But what was the eye-opening part, though, is his producing partner, the one that he allegedly had the affair with, and her husband seized total control over his likeness and his name, and cut his family out of it and stuff. And I don't remember all the specific legalities of how they pulled it off, because like they attempted to do it as he was dying because he had cancer, and he was trying to fight to not let it happen, but they somehow managed to pull it off anyway. And so like all the Bob Ross merchandise you see is actually doesn't go to his family or anything. It goes to the Kowalskis. And the Kowalskis refuse to appear in the documentary. And apparently they deny everything. They make a point at the end saying that they go on record denying everything. But it's also like, then why wouldn't you want to appear on the doc to plead your case, you know? So I think it's pretty suspicious. And a very prominent figure in it is Steve Ross, Bob's son, who for a while wasn't even allowed to teach the Bob Ross method because of the legal rights that they held to his whole like practice, his method of painting and stuff. Or well, I guess you can't own that method of painting, but it's like they own that the teaching method or whatever, something. I don't know. There was something that he only just recently has become allowed to do that. And I like Bob, and I want to have some Bob Ross merch, but I don't know if I want to help out those creeps for doing that, you know? So, disappointing. Yep. I guess in a way you're still supporting Bob Ross with the merch, just in that you're kind of helping to keep his memory alive and stuff. But oh, that was the other thing too, is they tried to hide his death from the public because they were afraid it was going to hurt their the sales of their art supplies and stuff. would say the doc is a little on the slow side, but it was interesting. Was glad I finally watched it. Oh, itch, 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 itch. My back was itchy, and I wanted you guys all to know that. Ink, 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 ink. Your feelings about Christmas aside, Mars, are you glad for the term to be over? Are you glad to have the break? Despite your 7 to 7 commitment with your family, you do have about 2.5 weeks off now, which must feel nice. I'm glad to have the break myself. Nice. I stayed up till 1:30, I think. Or was it even later? No, 2:30. Inking last night. And was like, not a big deal, I can sleep in the next day. And I did sleep in a bit, but it took me forever to fall asleep. I was so tired, and yet I couldn't fall asleep for the longest time. It was almost like, I think it's just like the pressure to sleep sometimes ruins it for you. You're like, okay, I better fall asleep now, or I'm really doing myself some damage here. I don't think doing nothing would be such a bad thing. You've had a busy several months, and you got more coming. What's the most recent fan art thing that got your attention, Mars? Okay, cool. I think you should post those in the Discord. That's what I think. Who's with me, everybody? Have you watched it yet, Parker? I can't remember. Or wait, what are you asking, Parker? You're asking which characters she drew, or what to post in the Discord? Santa is done. Apparently... Actually, I'm wrong, because I'm doing a sack now. Which would, in fact, be part of Santa. Okay. Might be worth it to watch Hawkeye Parker just because it's kind of seasonal. Patches. More patches. This song, by the way, always makes me think of my elementary school Christmas concert where we sang a rap version of this. It went rap, rap the halls, ooh, ah, rap, rap the hall, and we thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like, our teacher wrote us a rap song. That's on my list. That's one that I kind of was deliberately putting off until I was in drawing mode on stuff because I feel like I could follow that pretty well while I'm drawing. But a couple other things kind of jumped in. One of the reasons I got into Shameless is because my parents have been watching it for like years and recommending it to me forever. And I thought, okay, let's get on this now. And I am very much enjoying the show, but I put it off too long because it was like 10 seasons. But as a drawing show, I am flying through it, so. I'm on season 7 now, I think. And probably going to do Community next, because that's been on my list forever as well. I might do Cobra Kai after that. It is true you can probably get through Arcane pretty quick, Barker. But if Cobra Kai has been on your list for a long time, I wouldn't blame you for watching it first. Actually, you even have a Cobra Kai shirt, don't you? Or am I imagining that? I think you must have posted a picture of it, or you were wearing it on the stream or something at some point. So is that just because you're a Karate Kid devotee? Like, if you haven't watched Cobra Kai, why do you have the shirt? Okay. I think I've only ever seen the original and the remake. And the remake, really, not bad. Probably one of Jackie Chan's best performances as well. Like, not his best movie necessarily. Like, I like his more fun action movies, of course, but he showed some chops in that one. One thing that I didn't like is, like, when he's introduced, Jaden's getting picked on by some bullies, and then Jackie shows him, kicks the shit out of him. I'm like, dude, they're still kids. Like, calm your shit. Yeah, I've heard that. Alright. Spot black time, guys. Ink. Ink. Just announcing in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Ink. Stop it! Christmas trees don't have leaves. always thought this is one of the lamest Christmas songs. Ugh. I'm not even a little bit religious, so any of the more religiously heavy Christmas songs, I'm usually pretty um, met on. But there are some where they can at least be kind of catchy or upbeat or joyful, even. But that one, I just think it's just lame all around. Not big on this one either, for the reasons I just said. Yeah, exactly. Silent Night's another one. Although I think I've heard some kind of more upbeat covers of Silent Night on occasion, but usually not one of my favorites either. One of the more recent Christmas songs I've never been big on is "Pump Up the Happiness." It's a catchy enough song. Like I'd rather hear that than like this, but it just the whole idea of it just sounds so stupid, and it feels like they were just desperate to come. We need to come up with some kind of we need a Christmas song. What what should it be? Happy. There, I've written it. Yeah. Um, Brian Setzer has a Christmas album that's all pretty good. I'm not a big country guy, but my parents are country fans, so I know a lot of it. And there is some like kind of more catchy kind of country or almost like country rockish ones out there as well. I think because like that twang kind of fits the Christmassy vibe. That is what you're thinking of, yeah. I can't remember who does. It's somebody of note, but I can't offhand remember bits here. I forgot. I will fill in these spot blacks, and then we'll call it done. it, guys. I think we got it. Well, one that I think we haven't... Well, okay, I actually don't know how true this is anymore. One that we have in common, I think, Parker, is the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. But I feel like that's appreciated in value over the years. I feel like a lot of people are fans of it now. I think Jingle All the Way is underrated. I think it's mostly just a stupid, goofy comedy, and I don't have a problem with that. But I also think it's a bit smarter than it gets credit for, because it has so many jokes on like commercialism and stuff, which is a huge part of Christmas, and it was kind of skewering the whole Power Rangers phase and the struggle everybody had to get the toys that year. So if we're not counting the Grinch anymore, I think I would say Jingle All the Way. No, I like the Grinch a lot as well, Mars, but when that movie came out, it got a lot of shit. I think a lot of people, like my age when it came out, were down for it, but like the reviews were horrible. But that's it, guys. We're done. So there is Santa and Sasha and some elves from Sex, Drugs, and Candy Canes, the Santa Claus story. That title, by the way, is supposed to sound like a rock autobiography or something. That's the idea there. Okay, I'm going to do one more stream before Christmas. And it might be... Is that nice one in reference to this, Parker, or to Jingle All the Way? I'm going to do a Christmas special, kind of, on Sunday. Okay. Thank you, Parker. I haven't decided on the time yet. I'm thinking probably around 11 or 12. I'm going to draw a Christmassy fan art, and then I'll take a short break and I'll color it on the stream as well. And that'll be the last one before Christmas, and maybe the last one of the year. Probably the last one of the year. I'm probably going to take a couple weeks off. But I might get inspired to do something for New Year's. But that'll be oh shit, I just noticed. I didn't finish her hair. So close. But anyway, yeah, I might decide, screw it, let's do a New Year's stream or something like that. I wouldn't do it at, like, the midnight countdown or anything like that, but maybe that during the day or something. I don't know. I don't know for sure if I will. I probably won't, but I'm not closing the door on it completely. Anyway, finish the hair. Crisis averted. Anyway, so thanks for watching, everybody. Maybe I'll see you on Sunday. If not, have a happy holidays, season's greetings, all that kind of stuff. Thanks, Mars. And if I don't see you then, I'll see you next time. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Oh, sounds good, Parker. Make sure to drop it on the Discord.